85 miles per hour winds are battering Northern Ireland right now. Storm Chandra has arrived, and if you live anywhere from Cornwall to the Scottish Highlands, the next 18 hours will determine whether you are dealing with flooding, structural damage, or being completely snowed in. This is not a drill. 75-mile-per-hour gusts have already been recorded along the southwest coast. That is hurricane-force territory. And here is what nobody is telling you. The worst is still 12 hours away for most of the UK. In the next 5 minutes, I will break down exactly what time the peak winds hit your city, which roads are already impassable, and the one crucial mistake that could leave you stranded. But first, look at this. 30 to 50 millimeters of rain has already fallen across Cornwall in just 6 hours. That is a month's worth of rain in one night. Devon is underwater, Dorset is next, and the system is accelerating northward faster than the models predicted just 12 hours ago. Right now, at this very moment, the center of Storm Chandra is still 60 miles southwest of Plymouth, which means all that rain you are seeing, that is just the opening act. The main event has not even arrived yet. Here is your 30-second reward. If you are in Northern Ireland, eastern counties specifically, the absolute peak wind period is between 6 and 11 in the morning Tuesday. 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts are guaranteed. 75 is likely. I have seen isolated reports suggesting 80 to 85 is possible in the most exposed coastal areas. That is enough to rip roof tiles off, bring down trees, and turn loose garden furniture into deadly projectiles. Now, here is where this gets genuinely dangerous. Storm Gerrit hit these exact same areas just weeks ago. Structures are already weakened, the ground is already saturated. Trees that survived Gerrit are now facing winds from a completely different direction. Their root systems are compromised. Forecasters are not using the word catastrophic, but look at the setup. Multiple hazards, weakened infrastructure, and timing that puts the worst conditions during morning rush hour. Let me walk you through this city by city, hour by hour, because the national forecast is not good enough. Your street could be fine while the next town over is in crisis. That is how localized this is becoming. London and the southeast, you might think you are getting off lightly, you are not. Between 3 and 7 in the morning Tuesday, expect 40 to 50 millimeter rainfall totals. The Thames barrier, already on standby. The underground, northern and district lines are preparing for potential flooding. If you commute early morning, you need to know that trains into London Bridge, Victoria and Waterloo are already showing delays before the storm has even peaked. But here is the twist. The southeast is actually getting a double hit. First, the rain overnight. Then, as the system clears Tuesday afternoon, you are getting a sharp wind increase from the west. 50 mile per hour gusts possible between 2 and 5 in the afternoon, right when everyone thinks it is over. Birmingham and the Midlands. You are in the crosshairs for the snow transition. This is critical. Between 4 and 8 in the morning Tuesday, rain is changing to sleet across the higher ground. By 9, we are talking proper snow above 300 metres. The Peak District, 2 to 5 centimetres above 300 metres, 5 to 10 centimetres above 400 metres, 20 centimetres possible above 500 metres. Now, I need you to understand what this means practically. The A537 Cat and Fiddle Road, impassable by mid-morning. The Snake Pass, forget it. The A54 through the peaks, closed. If you are trying to cross the Pennines Tuesday morning, you are not getting through, period. Manchester, Liverpool, and the Northwest. Your window of maximum danger is 6 to 10 in the morning. Not for wind, primarily. For rain intensity, 40 to 60 millimeter totals are forecast. But here is what is actually happening on the ground right now. The rain is already exceeding model predictions by 15 to 20%. The Mersey, rising fast. The Irwell through Manchester city centre, critical levels by dawn. And if you are in low-lying areas of Salford, Trafford or South Manchester, you need to be moving valuables to upper floors now, not when the flood warnings escalate. Leeds, Sheffield and Yorkshire. This is where the multi-hazard situation gets complex. Rain heavy until 6 in the morning. Then the transition starts. By 8, you are seeing sleet across Bradford, Halifax, Huddersfield. By 10, the Yorkshire Dales are getting hammered with snow. The Pennines are getting buried. Here is your specific timing. If you are in Leeds city centre, rain all day with 50 to 60 km/h winds. If you are in Ilkley, you are getting sleet by lunch. If you are in Skipton, you are getting snow by mid-afternoon. That is a 15-kilometre difference determining whether you are dealing with rain or being snowed in. Newcastle, Sunderland, and the northeast. Everyone is telling you Tuesday is a rain day. They are half right. Yes, rain is the primary hazard, 50 to 70 millimetre totals across Northumberland. But here is what develops after lunch. As the system moves north, easterly winds are funneling down the North Sea. By 4 in the afternoon, the Northumberland coast is seeing 60 mile per hour gusts. By 6, that is extending inland. And here is your travel nightmare. The A1 northbound, flooded between Newcastle and Berwick by early afternoon. The coast road, dangerous by evening. Metro system, delays expected all day. Scotland. This is where Storm Chandra transforms from a rain event into a proper winter storm. Glasgow and the Central Belt, you are getting rain until noon Tuesday. Heavy rain. 40 to 60 millimeters. Then comes the change. Between noon and 6 in the evening, that rain is transitioning to sleet across higher ground. The southern uplands are getting snow by 2 in the afternoon. The Pentlands by 4. The Campsie Fells by 6. Edinburgh, you are drier than Glasgow, but do not relax. Your winds are worse. 60 to 70 km/h gusts through Tuesday afternoon and evening. And here is the danger point. The Forth Road Bridge, restrictions likely by mid-afternoon. The Queen's Ferry Crossing, possible closure for high-sided vehicles by evening. Aberdeen and the Northeast Highlands. This is your long-duration event. Snow starts Tuesday morning above 500 metres. It does not stop through Tuesday afternoon, through Tuesday evening, through Tuesday night into Wednesday. The Cairngorms, burying under snow. The A939 Cockbridge to Tomintoul, the UK's highest public road, closed by Tuesday lunch and staying closed possibly into Wednesday. Inverness and the Northern Highlands. You are getting the snow Wednesday, not Tuesday. Everyone else is recovering Wednesday. You are getting hit. Westerly winds are pumping moisture straight into the mountains. The A9 south of Inverness, hazardous conditions Wednesday morning. The A82 along Loch Ness, snow showers all day Wednesday. Now, here is the information that changes everything. The Isle of Lewis, Isle of Skye, the Western Isles. You are the one place that stays relatively dry through all of this. Western Scotland is sheltered by the mountains from the worst of the rain. But your winds? Absolutely ferocious. 70 to 80 mile/h gusts are possible across the Outer Hebrides Tuesday afternoon and evening Wales. North Wales, you are in for a battering. Snowdonia is getting buried. 20 to 30 centimetres possible above 600 metres by Tuesday evening. The A5 through Snowdonia, dangerous Tuesday afternoon. The A470 through the Brecon Beacons, snow by evening, South Wales. Swansea, Cardiff, Newport. Your rain totals are frightening. 60 to 80 millimetres across the higher ground north of the M4. The valleys, every river is rising. The Taff through Cardiff, critical by Tuesday morning. The Usk, dangerous levels. And here is your wind problem. The Bristol Channel is funneling westerly gales straight into the South Wales coast. 60 mile/h gusts across coastal areas from Swansea to Newport through Tuesday morning and afternoon, southwest England. Devon and Cornwall, you are already in crisis mode. The amber warning is in force until 9 in the morning Tuesday. But here is reality. It is not lifting at 9. The rain might ease, but the flooding, that is just beginning. 30 to 50 millimeters has already fallen. You are getting another 30 to 40 millimeters in the next 6 hours. That is 80 to 90 millimeter totals. The rivers Tamar, Exe, Dart, Tyne, all in flood. Exeter city centre, evacuations already underway in low-lying areas. Plymouth, 65 mile/h gusts recorded in the last hour. The A38 is hazardous. The A30 across Bodmin Moor, closed sections due to flooding. And here is what is coming next. As the system moves north, you are not out of danger until Tuesday afternoon. Lingering heavy showers all day. Bristol and Bath. You are getting squeezed between the rain to the south and the snow to the north. The M5, spray causing visibility under 100 metres in sections. The M4, same problem. If you are driving Tuesday morning, you are crawling. Northern Ireland. This is the epicenter. The amber wind warning is not hyperbole. Eastern counties, specifically County Down, County Antrim, parts of Armagh. 60 to 70 mile/h gusts guaranteed, 75 likely, 80 to 85 possible in exposed locations. Belfast, your worst winds are between 7 and 11 in the morning. But here is the extended danger. Those winds are not dropping quickly. 50 to 60 mile/h gusts continue through Tuesday afternoon, Derry, Londonderry, and the northwest. Your rain is the problem, 60 to 80 millimeters forecast. The Foyle, in flood by Tuesday morning. The Fawn, critical levels, Republic of Ireland, southern counties, the southern coast from Cork to Waterford. 75 to 80 mile/h gusts possible overnight tonight through Tuesday morning. The Irish Sea is absolutely brutal. Ferry services, cancelled. Do not even think about crossing. Now, here comes the part everyone needs to hear at minute 5. What happens after Tuesday? Here is what the models are showing, and this is fresh data from the last 6 hours. Storm Chandra clears Tuesday evening. Wednesday looks brighter. But that brightness is deceptive. Wednesday is colder, much colder. Those snow showers across Scotland, They are not stopping. The highlands are getting buried Wednesday. 5 to 10 centimeters at lower levels, 20 to 30 centimeters across the mountains. The ski resorts are going to have phenomenal conditions by Thursday, but good luck actually getting there. But here is the bigger picture problem. This is not a one-off event. The Atlantic is loading up another system for Friday. Early indications suggest heavy rain again across western areas Friday into Saturday. Potentially another named storm by the weekend. The long-range models, and I am looking at runs from this afternoon, are showing a relentless pattern through the first 10 days of February. Low pressure after low pressure rattling in from the Atlantic. Cold, wet, windy. The very definition of miserable British winter weather. Then something fascinating happens. Around the 4th, 5th, 6th of February, the models are converging on a dramatic pattern change. High pressure building to the northeast, winds swinging easterly, and potentially genuinely frigid air arriving from Scandinavia and even further east. The GFS model is showing something extraordinary, a polar low developing to our north in early February. This is incredibly rare. For those who remember December 2010, similar pattern. For those who remember Storm Arwen in 2021, somewhat similar. These are extreme cold events with heavy snow, not the typical British winter slush. The operational runs are showing central England dropping to -3 overnight by early February. Daytime temperatures struggling to get above freezing. And proper, sustained snowfall. Now, massive caveat here. These are 10 to 15 day forecasts. The models got this week wrong. They were showing much colder conditions with widespread snow. We got Storm Chandra instead, wet and windy. So approach these early February forecasts with serious skepticism. But here is why I am mentioning it. If the models are right, and that is a big if, but if they are right, we are looking at a pattern shift that could deliver the coldest conditions of the winter. Colder than the brief cold snap we had in early January. Potentially the coldest spell in several years. The ensemble models, the ones that run multiple scenarios, are showing about 50% of runs going very cold in early February. That is significant. That is not one rogue outlier. That is half the models agreeing something dramatic is coming. But focus on the immediate threat. Tuesday, Storm Chandra. Multi-hazard situation. Here are your critical action points. If you are in an amber warning area, do not travel unless absolutely essential. If you are in a yellow warning area, expect disruption. Trains will be delayed or cancelled. Roads will be flooded or blocked by fallen trees. Power cuts are possible, especially in rural areas. If you have not secured garden furniture, do it now. Trampolines, tie them down or bring them inside. Bins, put them in the garage. Anything that can blow away will blow away in 70-mile-per-hour winds. If you are in a flood risk area and you know who you are, move valuables upstairs. Cars in low-lying car parks, move them to higher ground tonight. Do not wait until morning. By morning, it will be too late. If you absolutely must travel Tuesday, charge your phone fully, keep a blanket, water, and snacks in your car, tell someone your route and expected arrival time. If you break down or get stuck, you need people to know where you are. But here is my strongest advice. If you can work from home Tuesday, do it. If you can delay travel, do it. This is not worth risking your life over. Storm Chandra is not the most powerful storm we have ever seen, but it is hitting at a time when infrastructure is already compromised from previous storms. That combination is genuinely dangerous. Schools across affected areas, many are already announcing closures for Tuesday. Universities, same. Check your local council websites and social media tonight for updates. And here is something most people are not considering. Wednesday morning, yes, the storm clears Tuesday evening, but Wednesday morning, you are dealing with the aftermath. Fallen trees blocking roads, flooding that has not receded, power lines down, debris everywhere. Wednesday morning commute could actually be worse than Tuesday in some areas because of all the cleanup required. For those in Scotland facing snow Tuesday into Wednesday, here is your reality. If you are in the Highlands, you could be genuinely cut off by Wednesday. The A9, A82, A93, these major routes could all be impassable. Stock up on essentials now. Food, water, medications, heating fuel. If you are in a remote area, you might not be getting out for 24 to 48 hours. Now, let me tell you about the one thing nobody is talking about. The timing of this storm puts it right in the middle of morning rush hour across Northern Ireland and much of the UK. That means millions of people potentially caught out on roads, on trains, at exposed locations. If your workplace is demanding you come in Tuesday, despite the warnings, document that. Take screenshots of the weather warnings, because if something happens, that is a health and safety violation. Your employer has a duty of care. A Met Office amber warning is serious. It means there is a risk to life. For parents with school-aged children, expect school closures. Check Monday evening, check Tuesday morning. Do not assume schools are open. And if they are open, seriously consider whether the journey is safe. It is one day. It is not worth it. For elderly relatives or vulnerable neighbours, check on them tonight and again Tuesday evening when the worst has passed. Make sure they have heating, food, medications. Make sure they know not to go outside during the peak winds. Pet owners, keep dogs indoors Tuesday. This is not a day for a walk in the park. Even after the rain stops, falling branches and debris remain dangerous for hours afterwards. Here is your Wednesday preview. Much of England and Wales wakes up to a brighter day. Sunshine and showers. Still blustery, gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour, but nothing like Tuesday. Temperatures 5 to 9 degrees Celsius, feeling cold in the wind. Scotland, you are still getting battered. Snow showers across the Highlands, sleet at lower levels. Eastern Scotland stays particularly miserable all day Wednesday. But Western Scotland, the coast, you finally get some decent weather after 2 days of hell. Thursday looks better for most. High pressure trying to build from the southwest. But those snow showers across Scotland, they continue. Anyone planning mountain activities, forget Thursday as well. Avalanche risk is elevated after heavy snow. Mountaineering conditions are severe. Friday into the weekend, as I mentioned, the next system arrives. Not as intense as Chandra, but after everything we have been through, nobody wants more rain and wind. Current forecast suggests western areas worst affected Friday, moving east through Saturday, and then we get to that potential pattern change in early February. If the models are correct, and again, massive skepticism required here, but if they are correct, we transition from wet and windy to dry and bitterly cold. That is a huge shift. That is the kind of shift that catches people out, because after dealing with rain and floods, suddenly we are talking about frozen pipes, ice and snow. The stratospheric warming event that has been discussed, that could play a role. These events can lead to dramatic cold outbreaks in the weeks following. The timing would put any impact in that early to mid-February window, perfectly aligning with what the models are showing. But again, and I cannot stress this enough, focus on the immediate threat. Storm Chandra is here. The next 18 hours are critical. Comment below with your location, and I will give you a more specific forecast for your area. Tell me your city, town, or region, and I will let you know exactly when the worst conditions hit you, what your primary hazard is, rain, wind, or snow, and when conditions start improving. The comment section is going to become our real-time weather tracking hub. If you are experiencing conditions different from what is forecast, share that information. If roads are closed, say which ones. If you are seeing flooding, tell us where. This helps everyone make better decisions about their safety. For those in Northern Ireland, I genuinely want to hear from you Tuesday morning. Let us know how bad those winds actually get. The forecast is 75-mile-per-hour gusts, but I suspect some locations could see higher. Your real-time reports help everyone understand what is actually happening versus what was predicted. South Wales, same thing. Those rainfall totals of 60 to 80 millimetres, are you actually seeing that, or is it worse? Comment Tuesday morning when you wake up. Tell us what you are dealing with. Scottish Highlands, as the snow builds up Tuesday and Wednesday, let us know accumulation depths. The forecast is 20 to 30 centimetres above 600 metres, but localised amounts could be significantly higher in the right conditions. This is not just about the forecast. This is about community. This is about sharing information that could save someone from making a dangerous decision. Your comment could be the thing that makes someone decide not to travel, to take a different route, to check on a vulnerable neighbour. The Met Office has done their job issuing the warnings. The media has done their job reporting it. Now it is our job as a community to look after each other, check on neighbours, share information, make smart decisions. Do not be a hero. Do not risk your life unnecessarily. I know British culture has this thing about carrying on regardless, but 75-mile-per-hour winds do not care about your stiff upper lip. They will put you in hospital just as quickly as they will anyone else. If you lose power, report it immediately to your electricity provider. Keep your phone charged, have a torch handy, have some non-perishable food. If power goes out for extended periods, you need to be prepared. For the aftermath, take photos of any damage for insurance purposes. But do not go outside to photograph storm damage while the storm is still raging. I see this every single storm, people risking their lives for a dramatic photo. It is not worth it. Wait until conditions improve. One final thought for everyone. After Storm Chandra passes, after we get through Wednesday, after we deal with whatever comes Friday and next week, we need to start thinking about that potential February cold snap. If it happens, it will happen fast. Be ready to transition from flood preparation to freeze preparation, but that is for later. Right now, tonight, focus on the next 18 hours. Secure your property, check on vulnerable people, know your local flood risk, have your phone charged, have supplies ready. And unless you absolutely must travel, stay home Tuesday. This is a dangerous storm. Not the most powerful we have ever seen, but dangerous because of timing, because of multiple hazards, because infrastructure is already weakened. Take it seriously, make smart decisions, and stay safe. Comment your location below for your personalized forecast. Let us build this community weather tracking network together. Your information helps everyone. Stay safe out there. This is a serious weather situation developing, and the next day is going to be challenging for